Welcome, everybody, to Networking for Introverts. It is April 18th, 2024. I'm Sabrina Schottenhamel, your host, and today we are going to be talking about, and I forget how I worded it, break the fear with icebreakers. And I had a few people give me some feedback on some videos that I've been posting lately, and that was one of the big things is the word networking in general gives them anxiety and fear right off the bat. And then thinking about going to an event, a social event, or a networking event, or anything professional or even fun, sometimes it's just so scary. So I put this little thing together. I have actually a guide that I can share with you afterwards. And it has icebreaker questions and topics to talk about so that you can read through it before you go to a social event. And that way you have some ideas in your head of some conversation starters. And then when you go to your event and you see some people talking, you can just go up to them and sort of listen in on their conversation and notice if they're talking about something that it interests you. You can join in on that conversation, or if you go up to someone blindly, you have these questions and these topics to use anytime you go and meet someone new, or you have these social events that you need to go to. So we have Maxim here as a new guest. And so I just want to go around the room and just do a little introduction of your name, where you're coming in from, and one fun fact about you. So I'll start. I'm Sabrina Schottenhamel. I'm in the western suburbs of Chicago. And one fun fact about me is that I absolutely love to dance. Leslie, you want to go next?
Sure. My name is Leslie Shores.
Yay!
Yay! I'm in Gloucester, Virginia, and a fun fact about me is I just got married on Saturday for my 40th birthday.
Congratulations! Yay! So awesome.
Thank you.
All right, Angela, do you want to go next? If you're able.
Sure.
Yay.
Yes. I am Angela Mancini. I'm not the baton pass, but I am in the Phoenix Valley area. And a fun fact about me, I always share this every time, but I'm one of those weirdos that can actually lick my elbow. It is possible. You have to be double jointed with a long tongue, but it is possible. So anyway,
True. Yeah,
that's me.
I love that. That always makes me laugh. I love that.
Angela, you're gonna have to demonstrate that for us at some
Man, I
point.
demonstrated it before at like a ladies group, and I was like, you know what? There's only so much embarrassment someone could take. So, anyway,
I'm gonna
next
have to
person.
remember that next time we get together.
Yeah, I would let you in on it, Fred.
Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. Maxim, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Maxim Gorokhov. I am from Russia and currently live in Orlando, Florida. And fun fact about me, I am terrible at singing.
Terrible at singing? And
But
you said,
but do you enjoy it?
I enjoy to make people laugh around me by
Oh,
singing.
yeah.
that's funny.
Did you say you're living currently in where? Florida?
Orlando, Florida, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm actually heading to Orlando tomorrow night for my niece's cheer conference.
Hmm, it's nice weather here. Not as
Yeah.
happy as in Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that it's supposed to be in 90s all weekend long. So that makes me happy. We're gonna go to Universal on Sunday and Monday. We're gonna see my niece's competition on Saturday. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, well, so much
Yeah.
fun.
Well, thanks for being here today. All right,
Thank you for
let's,
inviting me.
yeah, sure. So we're gonna dive right in on the topic of icebreakers, questions, and different topics that you can use for, like I was mentioning in the beginning, when you go to social events or networking events or any time you feel a little bit scared, or if you have that awkward silence when you're talking to someone and you don't know what else to say, you could have a little, maybe a little scratch paper or something on your phone that gives you a little note that says, oh, ask this question. This might be a good question to ask people in general. So we'll start with my little guide that I put together. Let's see, what has been new, interesting, or exciting lately? So I just kind of put questions on one side and then I put a few bullet points next to it. So next to it, I just put like, where have you been? Have you been traveling? Any new accolades that you or your family member has recently received? So those could be some interesting topics. They could be professional, they could be personal, whatever. The next question is, are you learning anything new lately? Especially for business owners or when you're in that networking space. This is a great question to ask, because if you're networking with other entrepreneurs or business owners, it might be you might learn something from them and they might learn something from you, or it might be a program that they just took, and it might be something that's been on your radar, and that could lead to the connection and totally break the ice and lower your anxiety levels. So it could be personal, business, it could be a new skill or a new activity that you are trying, even like a hobby. I might have put that in here later, but it actually leads right into it, is what are your personal interests? So this could be hobbies. Do you like fitness? Do you like dance, walking, running? Do you like to be inside when you are active, or outside? Do you read or listen to books? So those could be some of your personal interests. And I'm going to share this guide with you, but you can always make notes on it. You can print it out and keep it with you. You can make notes on it to expand upon some of the topics that you want to ask people. So these are just some general questions that I came up with, and then expand upon the topics to go along with these questions. The next one is, do you have children? And if so, how many? And if no, do you have nieces and nephews? Do you have friends that have kids that you are maybe their aunt or uncle? So for me, I don't have children, so I like to talk about I have two nieces and two nephews. My sister-in-law has one daughter, and my older sister has three kids, two boys and a girl. And so that might be fun to talk about. And if you do have kids, how many, how old are they? Are they in sports? Like, it could just go on and on and on. So these are the icebreaker questions, and then the topics can just expand upon it from there. The next one is, what are your favorite shows? And then another question could be, what is your favorite streaming service? Or let's see, the second little bullet point I put in there is actually a question. Do you limit yourself or do you binge watch shows? This is a great question, because especially when you're at a social event, even when you're networking, you can go off topic, off business topic, and ask people what are their interests in shows, because maybe you're looking for a new show. So do you binge watch? What is your favorite show? What is your favorite series? What kind of series do you watch? Do you watch drama, comedy, love stories, anything like that? The next one is, do you enjoy traveling? And if so, do you have any upcoming travel plans with friends, family, or solo? And then what places or locations, you could say, have you been to? Or what are some of the places that are on your bucket list that you still want to go visit? Those can go on and on too, of different locations and different climates. And do you like beaches? Do you like mountains? Do you like being active on vacation, or do you like just sitting and reading a book? So the possibilities are endless. And this is one that almost everybody can relate to is animals. And I just put animals in this category. Do you love animals? Do you have a pet? Are you a cat or a dog person? Maybe you have other animals like birds or gerbils or hamsters or lizards. I know Angela's son has a lizard. I think it's a lizard. So yeah, you can talk about your pets or your kids' pets. The next question is, do you enjoy gardening? And then I put in this same little square, do you have houseplants? Because if you're a plant person, then you know, like you probably want to grow stuff that you can eat. You probably want to grow stuff that looks pretty or that doesn't take a lot of maintenance. So connecting with those people is great. What kind of plants do you grow? What food do you enjoy growing? What do you love or not love about growing plants? The next one, you'll like this, Maxim, is, are you a singer? And what type of music do you love? What genre do you love? Do you like to sing alone or with others? Maybe you're in a choir. Or maybe you just like to sing in the shower or alone in the car. And that's me. I like to hum and sing in the shower and belt it out in the car because, like Maxim, I am not really a great singer. I just think it's fun. And then, of course, music is a great way to connect with people. Does music help set the tone for when you're working? Do you need music when you're working? Do you like quiet? What type of music gets you in the zone? Again, the possibilities are endless of connecting with people and asking questions about music. And then this one, because I love self-care, and especially the simple self-care, because simple self-care helped save me in my career. And as a massage therapist of 20 years, I've beat the odds. Most massage therapists last about 3 to 5 years in the industry, and maybe up to 10 years if they're lucky. I've made it 20, and it's all because of self-care. So do you have a self-care routine? And what are your favorite activities? Especially for introverts, we need to be alone to plug in and recharge our batteries. Do we like to sit and read a book, take a bath, be alone, pet an animal, be in nature? So many questions you can ask. Let's see. How many hours of sleep does your body require? That's definitely self-care and very important. Do you journal? Do you meditate? If so, if you do have a self-care routine, what time of day do you have this best routine? I think I might need to reword that question, but is there a certain time of day that you set for different self-care activities? And then the next one is a good one to connect with people too, because are you a morning person or a night owl? Which are you? And what activities keep you up late or motivate you to wake up early? So for me, I'm definitely a morning person. And especially now that we have spring going into summer, when I wake up in the morning, it's still dark, but within 10 minutes, I can see the glow in the east of the sun rising. And then by the time I'm done with my meditation and going into my exercise, like literally today, I could see the bedroom glowing because the sun was coming up and it was just pink and, there was clouds in the sky. So I paused my yoga video and I had to run and take a picture because it was just so beautiful. And then I opened the blinds, and as I was finishing my yoga, I continue to watch the glow and the changing colors in the sky. So I'm definitely a morning person because I love sunrises. Let's see. Activities keep you up late or get you up early. Yeah. So there was one other thing that I wanted to mention, but that is the guide that I created for you. And I will, like I said, share that, and I'll put that within the link in this recording as well. And I want to share a story about my networking experience yesterday. Oh yeah, and that was the other thing that came to me too. Okay, So I went to this event and I was really excited because I was at a Mexican restaurant and it's with my local chamber of commerce. And I know a lot of the people that come because I've been a member almost a year now. So I reconnected with a few people that I haven't seen in a while. I met some new people, and there was two guys standing at the end of the table. And I went up to them and they were both wearing nice suits. And I don't know how I got started talking to them or what I even said, but then I said something about, well, you look like an introvert and you look like an extrovert. And they both started laughing because I totally pegged it wrong. They were the opposite. And then the guy on the left said, well, my wife calls me an introvert because I don't like to talk too much or be in social situations very much. And I'm like, well, okay, so I guess I didn't peg you that wrong, but he's like, he's the introvert. And he pointed to his friend, and I was like, okay, I could see that, So we just got to talking. We started laughing, and really, what is important is the laughter, because the laughter and smiling and just connecting on that silly level, that is what really brings your anxiety down. And so I had a really good time. Like I got there at 5:30 and I stayed till about 7 because normally they're like 5 to 7. And I basically closed the place, not the place down, but our little section of chamber members. And there was me and one other guy left, and we were just kind of chatting back and forth. And then, I said my goodbyes and I took care of the servers because I wanted to make sure that they were well taken care of. They had a big mess to clean up. So I went home and I was messaging a friend, and he's like, I thought you were an introvert. And I'm like, well, yes, I have lots of introverted tendencies, like now I'm home alone. I'm just gonna, you know, be quiet and get some things done and then go to bed early and wake up and do my routine. And so he's like, well, I thought you were an introvert. And I'm like, well, yes, but this was an event that I felt comfortable going to. Not only was it a Mexican restaurant, so I knew I was going to have good food and a margarita, and I would connect with some people that I knew. So if I saw people that I didn't know, then like those two guys, I was bold and I went up to them and I just started talking. And there's some days where I wouldn't do that. Or I'd make excuses like, oh, I worked too much today. I'm not going to go to that event. I don't have energy. And, some days, yes, our bodies are a little bit run down and we need to listen to that. But sometimes we just make excuses for ourselves and we need to just see, like, okay, are we going to push past this? Could we just go for 10 minutes and connect with one person? Or 20 minutes, and then you can go home and rest. Or some days you're just like, nope, I don't have anything left in me. And that's okay. Just know that it's okay to honor yourself, honor your body, but also not make excuses for yourself if you keep canceling last minute on those social events. So that is what I have for you today and I'd like to open it up to everybody to give a little feedback or what their main takeaway is from today. And, if you don't feel comfortable speaking up, that's okay. But we'll start with Leslie. If there's anything that you'd like to share, go ahead and unmute.
I was just typing like the whole time. I know you said you were going to provide a document, but I was still just like taking notes because I love meeting new people, but I think sometimes I tend to shy away because I don't really know like how to engage in the conversation without feeling like I'm making it awkward. So I love that there's such a variety of questions that you can ask that it's more than just like, oh, hey, how's the weather? But
Yeah.
it's not so deep that like, if somebody's not comfortable talking at a deep level, it's, you're still getting to know the person. But yeah, I don't know. I loved it. I
Thank you.
loved it.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
that you brought up a good point with that because most people just say, oh, the weather today was so great or so awful or blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Yeah.
let's stop with the weather, please. Like, we all know, yes, like, especially in the Chicagoland area. A couple days ago, we had 80s. Today it's 50, like, we live here. We know. But let's talk about something a little bit deeper, but not too deep because we just met. So unless for some reason you just deeply connect with that person and you start to connect with their heart to heart, sometimes it just comes out and that's okay too. But your body knows, your body, your mind, your spirit knows who to open up to and who to kind of hold back from. So thank you. Yeah. All right, Angela, if you're able to unmute and chat with us, that'd be great.
Yeah, I love that you brought up the key is laughter to kind of bring those, I don't know, it kind of kicks those endorphins in, and then everybody feels good about the conversation. So you can leave feeling like super satisfied. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Did you ask another question? I think I might have missed it. Or was it what was something that stuck out from today?
Yeah, just like a takeaway or maybe you had another idea come to mind that is a good icebreaker that maybe you use when you go to social events.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I it's applicable to everyone. But out here in Phoenix, like hardly anyone's from Phoenix. And
Mhm.
so I always ask um, now were you born here? And then usually they say no. And then I'll always ask like, well, what brought you out here? Or
Uh-huh.
and that kind of gives them a chance to share a little bit of their story.
Mhm.
I've read in a lot of like success books that people really like to talk about themselves. And like, even if you do very minimal speaking, if you can get them talking about something that excites them or is something personal enough, like maybe not going so deep, dependent on obviously the person, but if they feel like they've given you some value or if they've gotten to talk about something that they like, then they feel happy about that conversation. And so those were a couple things that came to mind as you were giving us all these awesome tips. Yeah,
Great, thank you.
thank you.
Yeah. Maxim, would you like to unmute and comment?
Yeah, for me, the way how you describe networking is actually very close to the home because uh, the recent blogs that I read about networking, it's usually about, it seems like they consider networking solely like business partnership. Like you always have to bring something to the table
Mhm.
to get connection to the person. Like you go to the bar, find a business partner. Like say, yeah, I work there.
Mhm.
Here I can contribute to a company. Like, can you do something? It's like, how about we not talk about business? How we talk about interpersonal connections? And it's always like the more I read about, like especially like if you go on LinkedIn, there's always like talk business, talk about your skills, talk about your something you learn about, so you experience and blah blah blah. And it's like that's always disconnect me from network, like how we get connected in a personal level.
Mhm. Yeah, because really I mean, it's life. Like, yeah, we're in business and we want to promote our business and grow that way, but why did we get there? Or how did we get there? We got there through different personal connections and personal stories that led us to where we are today. So yeah, why not connect on a personal level? Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right. So um I think we can probably just wrap it up now, unless there's anything else that someone wants to that came to mind as we were all commenting or talking. And yeah, I will be sure to send this guide to you. And Maxim, are you on Facebook? No? Okay.
No.
I'll share it with you separately then. Because I have a group chat through Facebook Messenger, and that's usually how I share the recording, but I'll just share it to your email or something. Okay?
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So actually, before we close out, I want to ask you, what is one topic or question that stands out right now that you can use the next time you're in a social situation? We'll start with Leslie. Just whatever comes to mind.
You mean like to engage in that conversation?
Yes.
Sorry. I I like the idea of talking about gardening and plants and, you know, like I love nature and flowers, so I think I'm going to use that next time for a networking event because it's personal but not too personal and
Mhm.
yeah, I think I just think hearing the different types of plants and flowers that people love, I feel like it shows a side of their personality. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Uh-huh. And I have my tower garden right here, which I like to show off. It looks like a crazy mess over here because it is. It needs to be cleaned up and taken down, but because I'll be out of town. Um, yeah, so Angela can't talk. She's probably picking up her. But she says she always likes to know about what you're passionate about. That's a good thing because, yeah, similar to what Maxim said, it's like, what led you to this point in your life? What's your passion? What brought you to this moment? Thank you, Angela. And then Maxim, what's one thing that you're going to use?
I think the travel one is the perfect question because travel itself is very stressful. It takes a lot of you hard working to get somewhere and a lot of emotion involved. And it's also like unlimited follow-up questions if someone start talking about, for example, his travel to Mexico, just
Yeah.
keep asking.
Right, yeah. Where do you travel? How long do you stay? Do you speak Spanish? Yeah, can just go on and on and on. I love it. That's wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for being here. And probably well, I'm leaving tomorrow for my trip. So if I can get this recording all set up and I'll send you everything. Hopefully I can do it before I leave. If not, it'll be maybe Monday or Tuesday. So just stay tuned. And then I just want to give an update because in May, the third week, it will be on a Wednesday now, moving forward. So I hope that works for everybody. So in starting in May, it will go from Thursdays to Wednesdays. It'll still be the third week of the month. It'll be Wednesday, May 15th, 2024 at 12 p.m. Central Time. So mark your calendars. I think we might have a guest speaker, but I haven't confirmed yet. And she's a fellow introvert and has an introverted leader group. So hopefully she'll be available to be our guest speaker. So stay tuned for that. And of course, mark your calendars because I love seeing your smiling faces and hearing your voices if you're not able to get on camera. All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye bye.
guys.
Bye, everybody.